Welcome back, D-Slate Reptiles. Right here, we have my beautiful reticulated python. He's still a baby. This is King. You have met him before. We're just gonna do a feeding. Thought we'll observe him a little bit, see how he's growing, coming along. About 4 feet. Growing fast, but not too fast. I'm really enjoying him. I know he's not gonna be a baby forever, so, we hang out a lot. I'm not gonna stall my buddy out too much longer. He's eating wing rat. They're still rat pups, just bigger. He is a normal het albino, lavender. Beautiful orange eyes. I love this guy. I love the pattern now. The iridescence. The camera does him no justice. But let's go ahead and get to this feeding. Let's see if he wants it. I'm gonna offer him. 9 times out of 10, he's gonna accept it. Uh-oh, fire the camera now. I was giving some extra play, so I feel like he's working for it. He's fighting for its life. He's trying to get away. And that's really enrichment for your animal's mind. Things like that, he feels like he's really hunting, without the danger though, because when you feed live to your animals, at any time your animal can get bit. Now, that bite might not kill your animal, but the infection behind the bite will kill your animal. So it's always good to feed frozen thaw if you can. I had 2 boas that only ate live mice. I just recently got them over to frozen thaw. I'm very proud of that. I'll probably be uploading a video of that very soon, It's just a lot easier too with frozen thaw, because you can load up and stock up, and don't have to run back and forth to the store, pet shop every other week. When I got this little guy, I picked him up. I started to get this was the plan. I was going there, I had him hold me a snake. It was a rare, fang, venomous, false water cobra. But when I got there, they had some new retics in. I'm looking at this guy right here, but I first looked at his 2 brothers. They all were beautiful, but this guy was just a little bit lighter, and the color just really caught my eye. Picked this dude up, man. And I hear all these crazy stories about retics. They're so dangerous. They're this, they're that. The babies are this and that, It was the complete opposite. Him and all his siblings. I got to hold all 3 of them. But this guy right here, when I held him, he clinged on to me, held onto my arm so long. It was like, he's mine. Like, I'm going home with you. Don't put me back in that tank. Get me out of here. And ever since then, man, it's been just great. In the summertime, because where I stay at, we do get winter. But in the summertime, man, I had him. I take this guy out. We'd walk to the store, corner stores, have him draped around me, Just a good guy. They said he's about 20 years with them breeding. Well, the guy's been breeding for 20 years, So the more you breed your python away from the wild, and that's captive bred, the more you do that, the more you take the wild animal out of them, the more you make them domesticated. When this trade first started, back in the 80s, man, a lot of the pythons and boas, they were wild caught. That's how we got a lot of great morphs. And those were more vicious, more apex predator acting. These right here, they're very smart. and they remember things. So when they're babies like this, you treat them good, treat them right, and they're good animals. And be smart though. When you go in and pet them, always use a hook. If you don't use a hook, even I don't care if they're the sweetest, like this guy right here, I can just pick him up without a hook, no problem. But I respect this animal because I know one day he could be 20 feet. This is an apex predator, you know. So even though he's my pet, I also got to respect him for what he is. So his enclosure is always locked. I don't go to sleep with him out or anything crazy like that, you know. Just respect this animal. He's beautiful, but he's still an apex predator. Make sure you got latches and locks on all your cages and enclosures. And just take good care of them. They're great animals. And they're not these savage killers that want to eat your cat and dog that people make them out to be. No, they're far, far, far different. They're very smart, intelligent animals. That gets back to my point about latches and locks. If you don't have a latch or a lock, they will figure out how to get out. They're very smart, very intelligent. Only thing I can think smarter probably would be the king cobra. And that's their enemy in the wild. King cobra goes after these guys, and sometimes these guys beat the king cobra. Amazing. See the power and the strength? That's all enrichment right there. He's up on this tree. But this is what he would be doing out in the wild if he caught something. Whether it was a bird, a bat, flying by, he would catch it, and he would stay perched in this tree. And you see his tail? It's prehensile. Right at the tip, he holds on very tight, so he can be up in trees and catch something, hold on, and maneuver, and don't gotta worry about falling. He's only getting off this tree if he wants to get off this tree. Get in a little closer, I don't want to disturb him too much. He's grubbing. He's working it up. I want to thank all my subscribers, the D Slick Reptiles. I do appreciate you. Please give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends about me. Yeah, but I had to get this guy though. The freshwater cobra never happened. This guy, I was hooked. Day one, I said, oh yeah, I gotta have him. And then like 2 weeks prior, I got the whole, I want to say 15, 16 foot python. It was a tiger, it was a citron tiger or something. It was pretty. It was like a platinum tiger. I forgot the exact morph, but it was really beautiful. And it was so big. It caught me off guard. I was a little nervous. And then I'm like, nah, I trust this breeder, and I know she wouldn't be holding this big guy if it wasn't safe. And I fell in love from that moment on. Been holding big boas, I've been held anacondas, any snake you can think of, you know. I started off with ball pythons. I had no idea how great retics were and how beautiful. The wide range of morphs from golden childs to, there's so many, man. I can go on and on. To the tigers, to the albino, lavenders, all that. They're gorgeous. But see, in the wild, this would be the only one that really would survive. He looks normal, but he's a normal het albino. His parents were albino lavender. But in the wild, he would survive because he's camouflaged. You see his lavender, you know, it's real light. But, yeah. Now, the albinos, they wouldn't last too long because they would get picked off. Predators would see them, they would spot them out. In their mind, because it's just in their genetics, they would feel like they're camouflaged, they would feel safe, but no. All birds of prey would see them. All ground-dwelling predators will see them because as babies, they're not the apex predators that they become as adults. A lot of them don't become adults. A mother will have a clutch of anywhere from 30 eggs to 60 plus eggs. And out of those 60 plus eggs, maybe 10, 15 to hatch. And out of those 10 to 15 to hatch, maybe 5 will make it to adulthood. Maybe. Because even once they get to juvenile, there's still predators over them in the food chain. So it takes a lot for these guys to get to that big, massive creature that all the myths and stories you hear about, they do get big, but it's not overnight. So if you get you a pet retic, plan on elevating the size of their cages, you know, as they grow. Like right now, this is a 40-gallon breeder. You know, this is just a baby tank. His final enclosure, I want something wide enough where depth is very important. You want deepness. You want him to be able to turn around, spread his whole body out. But I also want height. I want my guy to be able to climb. Since a baby, always had something for him to climb. So I always want to incorporate that into his habitat. It's very enriching. It's enrichment for their minds, you know. It helps them thrive better when you do things like that. And when I take them out, I let them stretch out, let them free roam a little bit. All those things, it sticks to them. They're very smart and they remember everything. So the better you treat them, the better experience you're gonna have. And don't make them out to be more than they are. They're not puppies or any of those things, but they're very similar to having a tiger. No BS. It's very similar to being a tiger. Because if you don't do the right things, it could be bad. But as long as you respect these guys, hook train. When they get to a certain size, make sure you always have 2 people present when you feed them and handling them. Things won't go wrong. And always keep their humidity together. Keep their enclosures clean. Just take good care of your animals, you know. They're very precious. Once you make that investment for that animal, that's one part. But feeding every week, housery, all those things is gonna cost you in the long run. So don't ever look at it like, okay, this guy's cost this, he cost this, I'm saving this, I'm saving that. No, be prepared for the rest of their life, but they're gonna live 20 years if you take care of them properly. Be prepared. My big boy King Yanni, he had a good meal. And as you can see, I got the camera all in his face. He's not trying to attack me. He's not trying to snap or anything else. He's not looking for more food, because that winged rat pup, more than enough for this guy. He's not ready for the small rat yet, but when it's time, I'll know. And I will let you guys know too, because I'm gonna keep you involved, in touch, because I do appreciate it. And leave comments, thumbs up. I do return I reply to all comments, so leave me a comment, pass me on, share me. I do appreciate it. These Slate Reptiles, everything exciting, everything exotic. Let's get it.